Thanks to the folks who led the way. Thanks to the folks, let us thank them every day.
Welcome to the Fresh Toones Music Show. My name is Dave Paltz, and today's show is another one of my Inspirational Lives episodes, and it's dedicated to Yacouba Sawadogo. Most folks probably have never heard of Jacoba, so I think I should start out today's show telling his story in a few words that I put together here, and then I'm going to play some music that's directed to it. I actually wrote a song for Jacoba. So let's get started. I'll tell you the story of why I found Jacoba's life inspiring. Jacoba was considered the village idiot. He lived on the edge of the ever-expanding Sahara Desert in Africa. Jacoba hoped he could hold back the invading desert sand, and in the midst of a drought, he fought to save his farm. At the time, the only thing growing seemed to be the desert. While others left their homes and farms, Jacoba sought ways to repair the land. In the dry season, in the hottest time of the year, he worked the concrete ground, and he was considered crazy by almost everyone. The government officials said he was mad, and many of his family said the same. His neighbors laughed at the fool who dug scentless pits in the rock-hard ground, and then filled them with leaves and dung, and then seed. But most weirdly, he added termites to the mix. There was a method to his madness, and he called it za. You see, the termites liked the dung, and they dug tunnels under his fields to get to it. When the rainy season did arrive, the water filled these termite tunnels, and when most of the rain would have run off and done little good, his natural irrigation maze let water sink and stay. He fought for every single drop, and his crops grew. But that's not all. He also planted trees to help in the future years. The trees helped to protect the topsoil and to shield the desert winds. He was soon able to feed his family with his new bountiful harvest. In 20 years, he fought back the desert and added 30 acres of new trees. His forest then transformed the microclimate. There was more shade, lower temperatures, and more windbreaks and less erosion. The water table rose and made more water accessible. Jacoba knew that trees actually pump life back into the soil. This crazy man showed us that sometimes what we cannot at first see can sometimes lead to greater solutions when looked at with fresh eyes. Now millions around the world use his method to fight the expansion of deserts. He now needs the whole village to help bring in his crops. He's no longer considered crazy, but praised as the village star. And that was a very brief story about Yacouba Sawadogo. I must add that after these 20 years of being so successful with bringing back the forests and farms back to his village, that he was invited to speak at the UN and became part of a commission to help folks all around the world combat the growing deserts, and much of it to do with climate change. We're all going to have to figure out ways to combat what's going on and do our part. I know Jacoba certainly did his, and hearing his story inspired me to write this next song called Jacoba, the Village Fool. Jacoba was the village fool. They laughed at everything he tried to do. He fought to save his farm, but his neighbors said, we're leaving ours. Well, Jacoba, he did not run in the heat of that desert sun. He dug holes in the concrete ground. He put in leaves and seeds and even dung. But there was one more ingredient he needed. He found termites were the best for what they'd leave him. 'Cause Jacoba knew they were diggers too. They dug tunnels underneath the fields that he grew, and they held what little rain did fall till those seeds grew big and tall. Well, Jacoba, you see, he wasn't crazed, but the government said he must be mad. He just saw things a little differently. He saw friends and things that most couldn't see. And now we should all know that there are many, many ways to grow. Right now we cannot see. Perhaps tomorrow love will reveal. Yes, Jacoba was the village fool. They laughed at everything he tried to do. He fought and saved his farm. Then his neighbors all came back around. 'Cause Jacoba, he did not run in the heat of that desert sun. He dug holes and filled them with love. He grew food where once was dust. 'Cause Jacoba, you see, he wasn't crazed, though the government said he must be mad. He just saw things a little differently. He saw friends and things that most couldn't see. And now we should all know there are many, many ways to grow. Right now we cannot see. Perhaps tomorrow love will reveal that sometimes it's good to look at things differently, to find new answers that most can't see. And that was a fresh tune called Jacoba, the Village Fool. Today's show is dedicated to Jacoba and recognizing the good things that he figured out and taught to the rest of the world. You know, Jacoba must have had a pretty strong will to hang in there with all his friends and neighbors calling him an idiot and the government even saying that he was mad. He hung in there and proved him wrong and did some good stuff, brought back his farm and expanded the forest. So sometimes you just have to hang in there and use your will. And that's really what this next song is about. It's a song that I wrote when things were looking kind of dim with confrontations that were going on between the police and people in the community. Those stresses motivated me to write this song called Where There's a Will, There's a Way. America can't breathe if we refuse to see the things we need to change today. We've worked through harder things, some say this one's too big. There's a will, there is a way. So lift up your eyes now, stand up and say, well, she's not perfect and neither am I. We've got to work together if we want to survive. We've got to use our heads and figure it out and be brave enough to look at ourselves. 'Cause America can't breathe if we refuse to see the things we need to change today. We've worked through harder things, some say this one's too big. But there's a will, there is a way. We've got to lift up our eyes now, stand up and say, perfect, and neither am I. We've got to work together if we want to survive. We've got to use our heads and figure it out. Be brave enough to look at ourselves. America can't breathe if we refuse to see the things we need to change today. We've worked through harder things. Some say this one's too big, but if there's a will, there is a way. 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 This next song I'm going to play for you is right along with what Jacoba was trying to do. He's trying to make this planet green in this song that I wrote called Until This Planet's Green. I'm singing about we won't let you die in the hands of greed. We will help you until this planet's green. It's a song to our planet and our efforts to try to get this planet cleaner and greener, and that we aren't going to let up until we do it. This is called Until This Planet's Green. Who's that I'm hearing over there? Just a yellow bird in a cage, begging please take a look at this planet before it's gone. Take a look, take it now, find your heart and live your love. Sing your song and raise your voice, give your hand to Mother. Devoured her for so long, we must moderate our appetite. Guide our mind to help her turn this ship about. Renew our patience to see her back to health. We won't let you die in the hands of greed. We will help you until this planet's green. Take a look, take it now, find your heart and live This is the Fresh Toones Music Show. Today's theme for the show is Inspirational Lives, and today's show is dedicated to Yacouba Sawadogo. So I'm playing a lot of earth-friendly songs, and this is a favorite. It's called Garden Song. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna help this garden grow. All we need is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Pulling weeds, a picking stones, we are made of dreams and bones. Feel the need to grow our own, 'cause the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, find our way in nature's chain. Tune our bodies and our brain to the music from the land. Place your rows straight and long, temper them with prayer and song. Mother Earth will make you strong if you give her love and care. An old crow watching hungrily from his perch in yonder tree. In my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief above. Inch by inch, row by row, oh, to make our garden grow. All we need is a rake and a hoe, a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna help this garden grow. All we need is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Following up on our theme of helping this planet to be green and respecting what Jacoba did in his efforts, I took, which I've done a number of times, I took Woody Guthrie's song, This Land Is Your Land, and as much as I enjoyed singing that song, sometimes it seemed kind of possessive of a certain group of people that felt like this is our land, and we're going to do with it as we want to, and it's some people that maybe felt a little greedy, so this is our land, get out of it. We're gonna string pipelines right through this land because it's our land, get out of the way, kind of a thing. So sometimes I felt kind of uncomfortable singing "This Land Is Your Land" because of the way some folks took that to mean, and I rewrote some words and I called it "This Land Needs Care from You and Me." God's land, we're stewards of the land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land needs care from you and me. On the road family was here before Columbus. As we were talking, the clouds were fading. How to make things work for you and me. Well, the big trucks kept honking, but we kept talking. We found a way to work together. 'cause if we don't, we're both in trouble. 'Cause this land needs care from you and me. And we went marching down the road together. We planted seeds and sang together. And when the children became the elders, they sang, this land needs care from you and me. This land is God's land. We're stewards of the land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land needs care from you and me. Yes, this land needs care from you and me. I'm sure there was one ingredient that I haven't mentioned that Jacoba put in the process of planting his seeds. And I actually have a song that addresses that. It's a song called Plant Those Seeds with Love. And although the song has a lot to do with social issues, I still think it's relevant to today's theme of Jacoba and making this planet green. I'm going to play this fresh tune for you called Plant Those Seeds with Love. Plant those seeds with love. Plant those seeds with love. It's a long, long road to freedom. It's a long, long road to hope. But we'll work those fields to make sure that justice grows. We're gonna plant those seeds of love, and that warmth will help them grow. They said it would never happen, no matter how hard you try. But history tells us different, and if it's right, then right will triumph. We're gonna plant those seeds with love, and that warmth will help them grow. It's been a long, long haul, and the struggle still goes on. And there's those who will never forget, and their love still keeps us strong. We're gonna plant those seeds with love, and that warmth will help them grow. It's a long, long road to freedom. It's a long, long road to hope. But we'll work those fields to make sure that justice grows. We're gonna plant those seeds of love, and that warmth will help them grow. Plant those seeds with love. We're gonna plant those seeds with love. We're gonna plant those seeds with love. We're gonna plant those seeds with love. Well, I've got time for one more song today, and I'm going to sing a positive song called You Can Do It. And I'm sure there were times that Jacoba felt, how can I ever stop the desert from taking over my farm and all my neighbors? Look at the way it's growing, the climate's changing. But he found some way to say, no, let's see what we've got here. Let's see what we can work with. And that's when he figured out he could work with the termites and maybe Together they could stop the desert from taking over the land. So let me wrap up today's show with this song called You Can Do It.
You can do it. You can make it through it, even though you might wonder why. There is something inside you, and it's walking beside you, and it is larger than yourself, and it's whispering your name, and it's wiping your eyes, and it's touching your soul, set you free. You are unique to this world. You need to let your flag be unfurled, to be who you are, and that is all. The sun has sprouted your seed, the warmth has lifted your head. Now you know what you know, and that is all. And it's whispering your name, and it's wiping your eyes, and it's touching your soul to set you free. You can do it. You can make it through it, even though you might wonder why. There is something inside you, and it's walking beside you, and it is larger than yourself, and it's whispering your name, and it's wiping your eyes, and it's touching your soul to set you free.
And that's it for the Fresh Toones Music Show this week. I want to wish everybody a joy-filled, productive week for themselves. So long, and tune in next week. Bye now.
Thanks to the folks who led the way. Thanks to the folks, let us thank them every day.